Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world, and welcome to episode 31 of Ball Don't Lie. We're 31 episodes into it, Starkey, and we still don't lie.
Nope.
Giving the world factual information at you. I'm your host, Jared, with my lovely host, Starkey.
What's up, everyone?
I think we have a great show. College football is finally back. Waking up on a nice, warm Saturday morning, watching College Game Day we'll get into this second with a very sad Lee Corso. Breaks my heart.
Yes.
But
it was hard to get through Saturday morning.
College football is back. It's been almost 234 days since the last time Arkansas played. I'm ecstatic. The last time Arkansas played was New Year's Day in the Outback Bowl. Same with y'all. New Year's Day. No, y'all were New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Or no, you were New Year's Day. New Year's Day. It's been a long time coming, Starkey. We finally have something to talk about now on the show. Let's face it, I was getting close to running out of ideas on the weekly show.
You don't realize about to talk about cricket, chase tag, and NASCAR.
You don't realize how hard it is to make a show when you have nothing sports-wise to talk about.
There's nothing to go on.
You got NASCAR and baseball, and let's face it, I enjoy a good NASCAR race every now and then. I can't do it for an hour every week.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Penny made some news today, actually, which I kind of find shocking. Because if you really think about it, Memphis classes started on Monday. So we're a little late to the game there, buddy. Starkey, take it away.
So this morning, Penny and the Tigers got a transfer commit from Demaria Franklin. He's a combo guard from the University of Illinois, Chicago. Last year, he put up 17.8 points per game, 6.9 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game last season. He's a 6'3", he's a combo guard. But here's the thing that you and I were talking about concerns us a little bit. He's a 30% three-point shooter on only 5 attempts per game. Right now, from what people are saying, he's slotted to be the starting two guard next to Kendrick Davis in the backcourt. But
as long
like
as
you said,
I was just going to say, as long as Kendrick Davis is not my starting shooting guard, I'm perfectly content with that because that means Lomax is my point guard.
Yeah.
So from what I read, he plays a lot bigger than 6'3".
Yes.
I mean, you saw that with 7 rebounds a game. Granted, it wasn't the best competition, but still, for a 6'3" guy to be averaging 7 rebounds a game,
it's not bad.
I wonder how many of those were off his own miss.
There's no telling.
Oh, and you forgot the more shocking news. Jamar Young is back at Memphis.
Yes, we did. We forgot that one. So
guys,
after
2 points a game is back.
So,
but
he had
more about this me. But go ahead.
So Jamar Young is back with Memphis. Had some transfer academic issues going on. He was immediately eligible to transfer, but he is 17 hours short to be immediately eligible to play. So long as he is able to get all of that academic stuff taken care of, he will be eligible to start suiting up for the Tigers on December the 17th.
So he's got to make it through the fall semester to be able to play.
Basically.
Time. And gosh, that training time is when we're going to need him the most.
Yeah, I'm looking up now.
It's going to make a massive difference. What did he just come to Memphis? And he's like the next upcoming LeBron James. He was just in the wrong organization or the wrong system at Essen. Like, what if he comes here and he's just dropping 30 points a game the second half of the season?
I think we would have to either wake up or, something, because I doubt that ever happens.
Can I go ahead and start the Jamar Young for Naismith campaign?
Go for it.
Like, folks, go ahead. Let's get on the hype train. Jamar Young, Naismith 2023. He's going to get it, folks. Screw the AAC player or ACC. No, the AAC, sorry. Yeah, AAC player of the year. We're going for Naismith. Screw 6-man. We're going for Naismith or bust, baby. Come December 16th, it's ours.
I'm looking up now to see when he will be available.
Oh, it doesn't matter because Penny's going to say, hey, Jamar, I know you're averaging 30 points, which he will be. He's going to say, hey, Jamar, we're going to have to pull your roll back some. You're taking the shine away from my boy Lomax.
So long as everything checks out academically, interestingly enough, he'll be able to come back and play for the Tigers on December 17th at home against the Texas A&M Aggies.
Let's go. Because look at me, right after that, that's when you start conference play. And that's when we're going to win it, baby, because of Jamar Young. Now, he better hit the books. Jamar, hit Chegg studies, Quizlets. Just don't get caught cheating. Let's move into I don't have any really NFL news today. I kind of want to talk about my fantasy leagues, but I don't because then we'd never be here like 3 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I'm going to win one. I think I may win one. The one I'm in with you, I feel very confident about my team. Of course, I didn't go on a risk and take a guy who's got a broken. Well, you didn't take Matt Corral, though, which shocks me. You wanted to.
No, I did not take Corral.
You took a guy who's got leukemia.
I took what?
You took John Minchie, who's got leukemia.
That's a future pick.
Starkey, the guy will be lucky if he can ever run again without hurting.
And then you
took, hey, you got a steal, though, in Calvin Ridley, though. That's a steal. I'll give you the Ridley one. It's Minchie. I'm being serious here. That one was a little bit of a reach there. But hey, I like it. If James Conner can beat it, then Minchie can. So I really don't have any NFL news. Cuts are going on. I believe I think you read it too when I was going over our notes beforehand. That 800, it was either 854 or 754 players will be cut in the next 48 hours. Some players' journeys will end. Some players' journeys will continue with new teams. It's kind of shocking. Yeah. Very happy to see Dallas were screwed. Tyron Smith tore his hamstring off the bone. I love it how after I decided, I love it how I said, you know what, I'm going to rock with the Cowboys. Like 2 or 3 weeks later again, like I make that life decision, a lot of sleepless nights. Tyron Smith, our left tackle, who hasn't stayed healthy since 2016, rips his hammy off his bone. And has got to have surgery. I was talking to my dad. There are 2 guys we should go after and 2 guys only. One, Mr. Andrew Whitworth. He has a little bit of juice left. And it would make my heart happy, but he has no. I don't think he has any juice left. I think he's done.
I think Big Will's got a little bit. I think he's done. I think you want to go out on
the next guy who I really want is Eric Fisher. I believe in Fisher. He's not the flashy number 1 overall pick for you one as a left tackle, but he's been solid when healthy. That's been one of the biggest knacks, coming off with torn Achilles. Played great in Indianapolis, tore his Achilles, but they couldn't. He wanted more money than when Indy wanted to play him, so he left. All that stuff. But let's get into college football week 0. It was a great week 0. Woke up, watched some football. cried a little seeing Lee Corso.
Yeah, that was tough to get through for sure.
And
I think I speak for everyone when I say we love Coach, but I don't know how
game
much
day
longer
will
he's got
not be
left
the
in
same
game day.
without him, but it's time
No, it
for
wouldn't.
ESPN to. For those that didn't see, he was talking, and he kind of got tongue tied, and then he got confused and said like 3 different things on about SEC football and national champs, and it was just weird. Like kind of like confusing a little, and you could tell he messed up and he knew it. Then he tried to correct himself, and then made it 1,000 times worse.
Yeah,
and then he, if you notice too, his segments are getting smaller and smaller. He hasn't been the same for the past about 3-4 years now. And granted, he had a stroke back in 2009, but unfortunately, you're not going to. There's no way you can have some idea that headgear picks again. Game day will not be the same, but you're lucky to get maybe 2 or 3 solid minutes at a course at a time talking.
Yeah.
It's very sad, ESPN. We know you love him. We all love Coach, but it's time to hang it up. So let's jump into week 1. I want to save week 0. Sorry, let's just run through some of the games real fast. Florida State versus Duquesne. Fun fact, Starkey. Mike Norvell at Florida State is 0-3 against the spread against FBS schools or FCS schools. Sorry. Year 1, Betham Cook, they barely won in double overtime. Year 2, that spread was like 40, 50 points. Year 2, Jacksonville State. Remember, last year, Jacksonville State, Hail Mary pass to win the game.
Yeah.
Poor tackling, poor angles. And then you had this year, Duquesne was a 42-point underdog. They lost by 40. Norvell, 0-3 against the spread against FCS schools. You had old Brett Bielema, baby, beating them down again in Wyoming. Let's go Illinois, baby, got the dub. Utah State struggled against a Jim Mora. I totally forgot Jim Mora was at Kentucky. Wait, not Kentucky, Connecticut. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
But I totally forgot Jim Mora, once great Falcons coach, one of the youngest coaches at the time in NFL history. Helped make Michael Vick a good quarterback in the NFL for a little bit. Helped develop his passing a little. But man, they suck in Connecticut. Remember, it wasn't like a decade ago. They were playing in a national game. They were playing like in the Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, one or the other. They lost, but they still made it to a big bowl game with Mr. Donald Brown, if you remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
Former
a little bit of a throwback, yes.
And then you had Florida, Florida A&M versus North Carolina. Do you know who the North Carolina quarterback is?
I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
So Drake May. Does that name ring a bell?
Drake May?
Drake May.
It's ringing a couple.
His last name will ring a bell. His brother is known for being the goat slayer, Luke May.
All right. Okay. Did not know
Literally ripped the hearts and souls out of every Kentucky fan at the FedEx Forum. Get the game-winning shot, and then the next day he went to his 8 a.m. class. Brother balled out, 395 passing yards, 5 TDs. However, they did. I'm sorry, it was 294. My bad, 294. Sorry. However, they did struggle in the first half, though. So that will lead me to my next topic later on. I go through some picks in the first round. That looks very feminine, me doing my arms like that. Did you see? Those not watching me too. I literally did a little girly thing with my arms. I didn't catch that till afterwards. And then, honestly, the most shocking one of them all was Vandy. Dude, I didn't even think Vandy dropped 63 points in a total last year. They beat the brakes off Hawaii.
I know you joke about that, but I did see a stat. It says it took them 3.5 actual games last season to score 63 points.
Oh, it did?
And
I didn't think they got 63 last year.
yeah, I think I could be wrong on that, but I think I read it took them 3.5 games.
So they got 3. Oh God, dude! Did you know they got blown out by East Tennessee State last year?
Yeah, that doesn't shock me.
And then then somehow they turn around and beat Colorado State, which is a decent.
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't even realize how bad Vandy was last year. But hey, new coach. I still think not a new coach, is it? No. Yeah, Clark Lee's still there. Clark Lee's building on there.
Yeah, Clark Lee's still there.
You got something going on there. You have talent. Granted, that Hawaii team is abysmal. I was reading somewhere. I was thinking it was like a BuzzFeed article that the reason why, BuzzFeed was a Bleacher Report article. Somebody commented on it and said the reason why the Hawaii Bowl last year got canceled was because all the players hated Todd Graham.
Yes.
And it was not it was not a COVID thing. It was the players hated Todd Graham. And ended up 30 players ended up transferring out as soon as the season was over. So rumor has it that they didn't have enough players to dress for the Hawaii Bowl. And you're going to do a lot of work to rebuild that team. Getting blown out by 63 to Vandy.
Although their coach...
Timmy Chang, baby.
Yeah. Everyone's excited that he's back. Hawaii
Timmy Chang used to be a gunslinger back in the day.
Yeah.
So hero. Timmy Chang's career stats... He played for Hawaii in the early 2000s. He had 17,000 passing yards, which is pretty great. His worst season was he started as a true freshman, and then he got injured his sophomore year, redshirted, and then his lowest season was his true freshman year at 3,000 passing yards. He went The guy was a turnover machine though. He had 117 touchdowns to 80 interceptions. Good gosh. His completion rate was abysmal. 57%.
Yikes.
So he's a legend there. So he's trying to rebuild. Hopefully he does. It's always good to see a little Hawaii competitive here and there. The Rainbow Warriors. And then let's get on the game that won me some money. Going into the game, Northwestern was a 14-point underdog. Fun fact, before we get into the stats a little, Northwestern, do you know how good they are on even years? They won 9 games the past 4 even years.
Okay, I did not know that.
16, 18, 20, and go back to 14 as well. They win 9 games. They're always ball eligible. They always push that 10 win. However, even years or even years, they're great. They're amazing. Odd years, they maybe win 3-4 games. Odd years. And what year is this year? It's an even year.
Even year.
We're running it, baby. Pat Fitzgerald.
Who got a couple interviews last year for NFL head coaching jobs.
Dude, the man, he's been there for, I didn't realize this, he's been there for 17 years.
Okay, I thought it was 15.
No, he's been there for 17 years, and he barely has a winning record there. He's a 110 and 90 there. 110 to 90.
Oh, wow.
So you got the end of the, what was the quarterback they had last year? Taylor Martinez? Yeah, it was Taylor Martinez. It was Taylor Martinez. Yeah, the end of the Taylor Martinez era at Nebraska. Okay. Get Casey Thompson, who should have been the incumbent starter at Texas until Quinn Ewers came there. Mm-hmm. Casey Thompson left, said, I'm going to go play in Nebraska. Good offense there. Fits his profile. The guy balled out the first half. He had one play. He's about to get sacked for like a 15-yard loss. Ran backwards a little bit more and just lofted it like 50 yards down the field, a wide open guy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this game is going to end terribly for Northwestern. I was like, holy crap, this game's over. But
and then
Pat Fitzgerald got the boys hyped. Ryan Hislinski. Do you remember that name?
Yes.
At one point, he was a top 5 recruit at quarterback coming out of high school. Went to South Carolina, played there, but the team was. He played as a true freshman. Played against Bama, all that. They got destroyed, and all that. Played on bad South Carolina teams during the Muschamp era. He ended up coming out balling out. He was 27 of 38, 314 yards, 2 touchdowns, with a 71% completion rate. Yeah, he wasn't taking the best of deep shots, but here's the thing, dude. He was moving the ball down the field. That's what you want as a quarterback.
Yeah.
He didn't turn the ball over.
That's
He
all
wasn't taking
that's all
sacks.
you need.
And they were also led on the ground by Evan for the culture. Oh, baby. I want an Evan Hull jersey. This guy was out there like 119 yards. They had 2 guys almost go over 100 yards. The guy was killing it. In the pass game, pass blocking, the guy was killing it all around. And then the most questionable moment of the game was, what was Scott Frost thinking? You have an 11-point lead in the second half, and you do an onside kick.
That was actually the last play of that game I watched, and then I was working, and so that was the onside kick was the last part of that game I saw. I did not watch anything after that.
And it was the Northwestern show.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I heard later. It was awful.
They literally it was kind of like the onside kick that New Orleans, they try to get fancy. The New Orleans onside kick, catch him off guards and double him. Maybe they had a few too many Heinekens the night before, little too many Guinnesses the night before. No, Northwestern, the Vandy of the Harvard of the Midwest said, "No, we got this." Caught the ball, momentum done. Casey Thompson, I think, only completed 6 passes the entire second half. It was terrible. So, Scott Frost, people are going to crap on him for that, but I'm not the biggest Scott Frost fan. But here's one thing I'll notice. Those kids have a lot more heart than they've had the past couple of years. They believe in the system. Granted, he's from there. Somebody made a good point. They believe it was John Roser from Grind City Media said he believes that Josh Heupel was the brains of the operations down in Central Florida when they got that national championship season.
The national championship.
That some computer system gave them, and they went on massive. Yeah, they claimed the 2017. Yeah, that's stupid. But
hang the banner. Don't
I wish Memphis could hang their Final Four banners, but those are in a closet.
I
know. But yeah, so a lot of people believe Heupel was the genius there. You kind of can see it here and there with the play calling. Second half, I saw I'm like, Scott, what are you doing? Why are you not getting Casey Thompson like moving? He's amazing when he's running around throwing. He do some RPOs, do some rollouts. Thompson's going to be good there. So
100%.
It's going to be a long season for Nebraska. I think the end of the Scott Frost era is going to come to an end.
Yeah,
and I have the perfect coach to replace him. Mike.
Okay.
Not Mike Norvell. Brian Silverfield. Take him, please. He's never had a losing record at Memphis.
As a head coach. Sounds way better.
Take him. He's got ties everywhere across the Midwest. He coached at Minnesota, the Vikings, for a little bit. Take him, please. Get him out of Memphis. Like my dad's been saying for 3 years now, get Mike Norvell back to Memphis. Silverfield's an idiot. It's time. Let's move on. So we officially have week 1 going on, and I'm excited.
Oh, I'm hyped. I'm so excited.
So and before we do that, Starkey, we have a long season ahead of us. We got 13 weeks of college football.
Yeah,
doing that, I'm going to want to make sure my home is secure.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
who wouldn't?
I got permission to give a discount. I haven't got permission to raise it. I'm going to raise it to a good 30%. 35%. Folks, we've been saying this for 31 episodes now. Actually, about 28, give or take. But we'll go 31. Folks, we've been saying this for a while. Use Mitchell James from Porch to Patio Home Inspections. I promise you, you won't go wrong. You'll love them. You'll be happy. You'll invite them over for Thanksgiving dinner in your new house when you buy it. Or you're getting ready to sell it. I promise you, folks. He'll help you. Realtors looking for it. Looking for a home inspector to team up with. I promise you, you'll love him. Folks, you can reach Mitchell James at 901-431-0551. Folks, and use code BDL35 for a 35% discount at your first home inspection. I hope I don't get in trouble for giving a big discount. I don't really know what a home inspection costs, but you got to make money to spend money. You got to spend money to make money. We're definitely going to spend some money here. Sorry, Mitch. Let's jump into before I get in trouble. Starting off with a great, I think, honestly, an underrated rivalry.
Okay.
West Virginia, Pittsburgh, the backyard brawl.
The backyard brawl. Let's do it.
West Virginia, they got a new OC there. Do you know who the OC there is? I don't think you do.
In West Virginia?
Yes. Country Roads, Take Me Home.
I feel like I should, but I'm drawing a blank.
You should. Mr. Graham Harrell.
Yes. Yes, because I was really wanting him in Oxford.
I think everybody was wanting Graham Harrell there. I want Graham Harrell at Arkansas, but we didn't get him. Dude, Graham Harrell, master of the air raid, that's what they've been wanting. That's what they've been trying to get going there. The offense, I'm sorry, I'm blanking the coach's name. Neil Brown was supposed to be a great offensive guy. So far, his offense has taken steps back every year. His defense has been solid every year. So you bring in Graham Harrell, who's been a proven OC along the way. Everybody wants him. He's on the move almost every year. Everybody wants him. I think West Virginia.
Harold of Memphis? Question mark?
Huh?
Harold of Memphis has a question mark?
Listen, I will take Coach O back in Memphis. You had a bit of a down year in in West Virginia last year, 6-7. Sorry for some hype. You lost Jarrett Dodge, Doge. I can't think of my name. Went blank at Doge. I can't really pronounce his name, but you lost him. You got a new guy coming in, take over the reins. But a lot of people, for some weird reason, are high on Pittsburgh, and I don't know why.
I have no idea.
You lost your starting offensive. You lost your two best offensive players.
Yep.
You lost Kenny Pickett and you lost Jordan Addison. And yet you're a top 25 team?
It makes no sense to me. Everyone is super high on Keaton Slovis. And I think he has to prove it.
Oh, dude, I totally had a brain fart. You know who the quarterback that West Virginia is? I can't believe I forgot this guy. JT Daniels. I totally forgot that. You're supposed to say that.
I forgot to.
You know, it's kind of sad that we think we're not getting hype over it. Like, the guy lost to Stinson Bennett.
Yeah.
Twice.
Mr. Flip Twice. So, a lot of people, I think, are high on JT Daniels there in the air raid.
Now that I think of it, I'll take back my traction. Now that I have my brain fart, I'm going Pittsburgh to win. The spread's 7.5. I think West Virginia will cover because their defense is very consistent. They got 5 returning guys on defense, mainly in the secondary, and their linebackers. That's all you really need in the Big 12. You forget the pass rush. You want to be strong in the secondary. Offensively,
Right.
they're returning all 5 of their offensive linemen. Could help out though, but I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I will take West Virginia to cover the spread though.
Okay.
The next game, I will be at this game opening night. Penn State, Purdue. Right now, it's 3.5. I'm wearing Purdue stuff while I'm there. I'm cheering for Purdue there. But if I put money on the game, I'm putting money on Penn State.
100%.
That team is too good. And I was telling my father-in-law, we have a chance to see two future NFL stars. Hopefully. Drew Allen. A lot of people have been reading about. He was the number 5 overall quarterback recruit. I've seen his highlight reel, especially at the Under Armour American game. Oh my gosh, that guy was making Patrick Mahomes throws. He's what Christian Hackenberg should have been.
And I'm saying a lot.
And then they got a guy named Nick Singleton. 6'1", 220. Number 1 running back in the country. That didn't go to Bama, shockingly. From PA, hometown kid. His comparison is Nick Chubb.
Oh, okay.
Good luck stopping that.
Yeah. It's going to be a bowling ball.
Alex O'Connell's going to get us yards. I don't know who he's going to throw it to. He lost David Bell. Wright's suspended. So, and Rondell Moore is not coming back. So, I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to. So, I'm going Penn State. They're going to cover the spread. 3.5. The next one. This is a game, if I'm gambling, I'm staying away from. Utah, Florida. Staying away from. I think Utah will win. The spread's 2.5, though. And the one thing, so I was listening to a couple of podcasts over the weekend. I was cutting grass. The game's at the Swamp. It's going to be at 110 degrees at kickoff with humidity.
Oh.
Utah guys have probably never played in weather that hot before.
Yeah.
And it's a early kick. I think it's a middle of the afternoon kickoff. So it could be even hotter. So Cam Rising, I think he's going to be legit this year again. Going to be the second team Pac-12 quarterback behind my boy Caleb Williams, dark horse to win the Heisman Trophy. But I love Billy Napier. So fun fact about Billy Napier. While he was a coach at Louisiana Monroe. Was he at No, he was at Louisiana Lafayette. They all got Louisiana names, so I get them confused. The Raging Cajuns. Did you know while he was a coach at Louisiana Lafayette, he coached his daughter's AAU team?
I did not know that.
And still led Louisiana Lafayette to winning to 8, 9, 10 winning seasons every year. Also, remember, he upset Brock Purdy and Breece Hall's team the COVID year.
Yeah.
Mind blown. I don't. And, Anthony Richardson's getting a lot of hype. I'm not high on him.
I've seen a couple articles saying that Richardson could be a first-round pick.
I've been seeing that too. Who's that guy they had last year? Everybody was raving about. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Like he was the number one. No, it was last year because Anthony Richardson, they two would share. I can't. It's going to piss me off. I don't know this.
Yeah, I got it. I'll look it up.
I can't think of his name. I'm looking it up too. He's like, he had all the hype too, and nobody believed. And like, it was him and Anthony Richardson getting all the hype. I think now he transferred out. There's no way he graduated. Come on, give me a roster. Come on, Wikipedia. Oh, here we go. Who? Emory Jones.
Jones.
Yes, that was his name. Emory Jones had all the hype. People were like, this guy can throw it a mile. Yeah, he was like, I remember his sophomore year. He had only played in 4 games. He was getting like NFL mock drafts for like 6-7 rounds. Only played in 4 games. People were like, dude, this guy's got so much talent. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's at Arizona State with Herm Edwards. So you know what? If I bet, I would take Utah. I think it'll be a 1-point game. It just scares me the spread being so low. If I bet, I'm not taking the spread. I'm not taking the money line. The next game, Arkansas Cincinnati. This
game you're excited about more than anything.
This isn't actually so. It's a matchup of a top 20 game. It's one of three top 20 games. 2 teams in the top 20 going on this weekend. Cincinnati lost 9 players last year to the draft, which is shocking. They were tied with the most.
Yes.
There's no Sauce Gardner. There's no Desmond Ritter. There's no Alec Pierce. But there's no Traylon Burks.
Right.
There's no John Ridgway in the middle. There's no the GOAT, Grant Morgan, in the middle. There's no Montrick Brown at cornerback. So, 6.5 spread. Fun fact, Cincinnati, their quarterback is actually returning back home. Evan Printer. Played at Central Michigan last year. Wanted to play, didn't want to wait behind Ritter. Wanted to get some minutes in, or wanted to get some games under his belt. Went to Central Michigan last year, balled out, and then said, you know what, I'm going back home. Do you know who the Central Michigan coach is?
Yes. He was at Florida.
You are correct. Jim McElwain.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to go on a limb and probably get crucified for this. But, dude, he was wrongfully fired.
I think so, too. I thought he was a good coach.
So, you know, he was at Florida for only 2 full seasons.
See, I thought it was longer than I thought he was there at least 3.
Nope, he got fired during year 3.
Okay.
First year, went to the SEC championship game, lost, but then went to the Citrus Bowl, 10-4, lost Citrus Bowl. 2016, 9-4, lost the SEC championship again, won the Outback Bowl, got fired in 2017 after 7 games, and Randy Shanahan took over. So I get it. Here's the thing with Florida, like Florida fans, they don't have patience.
No,
they don't. They had Will Muschamp. They fired him. Will sucked. He was the Urban Meyer replacement.
Yeah.
He was trash.
Yeah.
The next one.
The Muschamp fit that was never a good fit, I don't think.
No. Well, Muschamp was more of a DC. He's a DC. He's not a head coach. Granted, he was getting great recruits in South Carolina, but he never won in South Carolina. If I can find it real fast, I found. Oh, here we go. So coaches hired and fired since Nick Saban was hired in 2007.
I saw this earlier.
Ed Ogeron, Tommy Tupperville, Auburn, Sylvester Croom. That's a good one right there. I love Croom. Mississippi State. Phil Former, Tennessee. Bobby Johnson. Okay. Vandy. Then they got the GOAT there, James Franklin. A lot of people forget James Franklin was at Vandy.
Yeah.
A lot of people did. Then Urban Meyer retired because of health reasons in 2010. 2011, Bobby Petrino, RIP. 2011, Houston Nutt, Ole Miss. John L. Smith, 2012. Gene Chizik, Auburn, 2012. Joker Phillips, I forgot all about him, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Derek Dooley, Tennessee. Will Muschamp, 2014. Mark Rich, 2015. Sad to see him get fired. Steve Spurrier, 2015. Les Miles, 2016. Hugh Freeze, 2016. Jim Alcuin, 17. Butch Jones, Tennessee, 2017. Belima, 17. Sumlin, 2017. He's not even coaching in the college right now.
Right.
Chad freaking Morris, 2019. You know, he's like now like an offensive consultant for South Florida. They're screwed now.
Yeah.
Barry Odom, 2019. Matt Luke, 2019. Joe Moorhead, 2019. 2019 had a lot of firings. Muschamp, 2020. Derek Mason doesn't get much love. Vandy, 2020. Gus Malzahn, 2020. Jeremy Pruitt, 2020. Coach O, 21. Dan Mullen, 21. All the coaches have been fired since just didn't really have much to do with the show, folks, but it just popped in my head. I wanted to read it. So back to it, Arkansas, Cincinnati. They lost too many guys. It's in Fayetteville. It's 6.5. Arkansas is going to cover that easy. I'm going Arkansas by 15.
Okay.
Arkansas by 15. I think KJ is going to ball out. The next one doesn't really have much ties to me. It's Houston, UTSA. It's a scary trap game there. So UTSA is coming off a program best 12-2, led by Jeffrey Lang. They lost their top player, Sincere McCormick, running back, but they're returning Frank Harris. Sorry, I can't read my notes there. You got Dana Holgerson. I can't read my head right. I'm sorry, folks. Dana Holgerson, great West Virginia coach.
Yep.
God, he was so good. Left because he got the bag in Houston. A lot of people are saying if you can't win the ACC or AAC, AAC, I hate these conferences, same names, that this could be the end of the Dana era in Houston.
I could see that.
Ryan Silverfield to Houston, baby. And then the next one is Troy Ole Miss. 22.5 points. We still don't know who the quarterback is going to be for Ole Miss. Y'all just released I know right when we were getting ready to release the show, you told me and you said that Ole Miss it's or. So it's either Altmaier or Jackson Dart.
Yep.
I think we all know who it's going to be. It's going to be Dart, unfortunately. I think Altmaier is going to transfer by week 4 of the season.
I hope not, because that would leave Ole Miss in an awful position. Because that means that Kincaid Dent would be the backup.
You don't like Kincaid Dent?
He's all right, but he has his moments. Just in practice, he's never sniffed the field. But there's a reason that he's the scout team quarterback.
Ouch. The next game I want to go to is, I'm going out of order here, but I want to, is Texas State, Nevada. Okay, you're probably thinking, Jared, why is this on your radar? Well, hear me out. Texas State coming off a 4-8 season last year. Their head coach is a genius, Jake. I'm probably going to butcher his last name, Jake Spadival. He's a previous offensive coordinator at West Virginia. You know how Saban's dissing the transfer portal left and right? Mm-hmm. This offseason, Texas State did not have a recruiting class. They did not spend any time on freshmen. They went after the transfer portal, and they hit it hard. And I love it. They went after a guy who I'm big on. I'm big on Lane Hatcher.
Okay.
He played, so most people wouldn't know this. He actually is a 5'11", 211-pound quarterback from Little Rock, Arkansas. Played at the Great Pulaski Academy. Went to Bama for a year. Won a ring there. Then said, hey, I kind of want to play more. And he was behind Tua, Hurts, Mac. He knew he wasn't going to get any playing time there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So Lane said, hey, I'm going to come back home. I'm going to go to Arkansas State. He's actually balled out there. But, Butch freaking Jones is an idiot of a coach. So Lane Hatcher, so far in 3 years, his playing time at Arkansas State was hit or miss. He's got 65 touchdowns to 25 interceptions, 7,500 yards, and he's got a 62 completion rate. I love it. I'm big on Lane Hatcher, and I think this year the win total for Arizona or Texas State, is 5.5. Folks, take it. I love it. I am big on the Bobcats.
All right.
And then so they're playing Nevada this weekend. Nevada struggled terribly week 1 against the worst football team in the country. They lost everybody this offseason. They lost their star quarterback, Carson Strong. They lost Jay Norvell, who went from Nevada, sorry. I don't want to say Utah State. But he went, I guess because their colors are the same, I guess. Because you got navy and white. They're both the same colors.
White.
And the states border each other, same conference. But went from Nevada, Colorado State. Carson Strong's gone. They lost their star wide receiver, too. They lost Elijah Coops. Cole Turner's gone. And Romeo Dobbs are gone. So all the top guys in Nevada are gone. Folks, this game is literally a coin flip. We're taking Texas State to win. Shock the world. And that's only the next, folks. New Mexico State, literally the worst team in FBS, is a 36.5-point underdog against Minnesota. We're taking that one too. I guess you really can't get anybody to go to New Mexico to college. It's just a boring state. I mean, really, the only thing they got going on for them is Breaking Bad is based there.
Yeah.
Which I never watched Breaking Bad, so I really don't know what is really going on.
I didn't either. That was one I never really got into.
I know my brother-in-law loves it. I think I watched like 2 episodes with some guy that lived across the hall from me in college in my apartment. I was like, dude, this is stupid. I walked out, went back to my room. So another game I'm actually very high on is Notre Dame, Ohio State. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories on BuzzFeed, Reddit, all this stuff. No, I don't know why I keep saying BuzzFeed. Sorry, on Reddit and Bleacher Report, Twitter, all this about why Notre Dame is in the top 5. A lot of people believe it's because it's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You got to have one of the most traditional schools in the country. People won't give a crap about them if they're not ranked high. They've lost everybody. They lost their head coach. They have a new head coach. They have a brand new head coach there. I can't think of his name. Marcus Freeman. Yeah, Marcus Freeman. I watched the ESPN thing on this.
He was the defensive coordinator.
Yes, defensive coordinator. Literally got hired within 5 minutes of Brian Kelly going to LSU. Because you got to remember, they still had a shot to go to the football playoff championships. They had a small shot. Bama had to lose to Georgia in the SEC championship for them to go to the college football championship. They ended up losing to Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yep.
But a reason unproven guy has no head coaching experience, defensive coordinator. I'm not high on them. I think, like I just said, kind of like reiterating what I said earlier, it's because of their name. They have another new quarterback starting, Tyler Buchanan. I think has only 3 career touchdown passes to 3 interceptions. That's a terrible ratio. However, they are returning all 5, which is key in football, all 5 of their offensive linemen. against what most people consider the only team in college football to beat Bama. You got C.J. Stroud, Mr. number 1 overall pick. Mr. Tyron Henderson. Tyron Henderson, great running back. And Smith Nagar. Dude, that guy is going to be a stud. It's funny how he was the 3rd string wide receiver last year.
Yeah.
3rd string. Did I say his name right?
I'm not sure.
I know it's like Smith Nijar. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
something like that. We apologize that we can't.
Yeah, I promise you, folks, if it sounded racist, I'm sorry. It's Nighar, Nijar. I guess I'm not racist. I promise.
We're from the South. We don't do pronunciations well.
No, we do not. So it's a 17.5-point favorite. Going back to it, it's going to be a blowout. It's at the Horseshoe. I'm going to Ohio State to win by at least 30 points. There's no reason why on God's green earth why this game should be a top 5 matchup, should be a 17.5-point game. No reason. I'm going Ohio State by 25.
Okay.
Another game that's really high is Oregon, Georgia. Spread on that is 17. I think Georgia's not going to be able to cover. I think they'll win. Here's the thing. If you want to be the best, what does Nick Saban do every year? You pump new guys in the system left and right. Georgia has 6 returning guys on offense, 3 on defense. You lost Zamir White, Pickens. You lost one guy transferred to Alabama, and you lost James Cook. Granted, Pickens was hurt half his time there. But what does Bama do? They retool and regroup every year, especially on defense. You only got 3 starters coming back. Dude, it's going to be a little tough. However, Oregon has Bo Nix starting quarterback. So you got a good shot. Bo Nix is trash.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Georgia to win, but I think Oregon will cover the money line. Or not the money line, cover the spread at 17.5. I think that's a little too high for a team that struggled at times last year with offense. I'm going Georgia money line, you know what? I'm going Oregon spread. Honestly, we're going Oregon spread on that one, Starkey. Final 2 games. Let's do Army, Coastal Carolina. 2.5. Starkey, what offense does Army run?
Triple option. No, that's Navy.
No, you're right. You're right, sir.
They do run the triple option.
They do. All the academy schools run the triple option, sir.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was just Navy.
No, you are good. You are good, sir. So they're playing Coastal Carolina. A lot of people are high on them. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, folks, Jamie Chadwell, get on the train. I think Jamie, he is going to get a big job very soon.
Yeah.
He may get 100%. That Nebraska job.
He might.
But he'll
be in contention for it.
So I'm looking at his coaching thing. This guy is not coached at a major school. East Tennessee State from 2000 to 2003 was OC at Charleston Southern, coached at North Greenville. I don't know what that is. What is North Greenville? It's a school. It's a FCS school a Division II school in North Carolina. He was actually the head coach at Delta State. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Go over.
He did not do good there. He went 3-7.
Oof.
And he was fired. But he took over the job at Charleston Southern, led them into a powerhouse in the Big South while he was there, and then got the Coastal Carolina job and is coming off back-to-back 11-win seasons. And they have a guy who a lot of people are high on, the Mullets, Grayson McCall. I'm not high on him as many people are, but a lot of draft boards love him as a late round kind of Gardner Minshew guy. He's going to have a long career as a backup. Great knowledge of the game, and plus their field is so ugly. Like, I know people say Boise State's field is ugly, but man, that teal hurts my eyes. And then Army has their first ever guy, I believe, since I don't know when exactly. I'm just guessing. 1980. Andre Carter's is an outside linebacker, basically 3-4 outside linebacker, 6'7", is getting tons of first round buzz. So, fun fact, I mean, you probably didn't know this, but so if you're a cadet guy and you go to Navy, like Navy Air Force or Army, you have to do 2 years of service.
Yes.
Before you have to get like special permission. So people will be thinking of that when they draft Andre Carter in the spring.
Although there is precedence for guys getting waivers.
Correct. Like yes, there is. The most notable one that did not get it was Mr. Admiral David Robinson. He did not. He was just a cook. I think he didn't do much. And then the final game, I'll let you hit on this with me some more. State in Memphis. It's going to be bad. It's going to be so freaking bad. I'm scared to watch this.
It's going to be a revenge game for Mississippi State.
They're all there, and here's the thing: like Mike Leach, he's going to rub it in our face so bad. State fans are already pissed that call, that Calvin Austin waved it off. They're going to be even more pissed that, and then they're even more pissed because there were 2 guys with the same number on the same. There were 2 guys wearing 13 out there at the same time, or 3. Yeah, it was 3.
Yeah.
So what's got Memphis screwed is you're returning Seth Hennigan, star, going to be really good, but you lost your offensive coordinator from last year, Kevin Jones, went to Duke. Your defensive coordinator, Mike McClarty, went to be the head coach at McElentry. Sorry, Mike McElentry went to be the head coach at FIU. You got 2 new guys in there, Tim Cramsey and Matt Barnes. So basically, you're starting all over again. Luckily, Tim Cramsey was a great OC at Marshall. Helped lead a great offense there. They were killing. They were getting points up left and right.
Yep.
But what does Memphis lose last year? A lot of people don't think about. You lost your star wide receiver and star tight end who don't get enough credit. Calvin Austin gets all the credit, but Sean Dykes isn't getting credit for it. So you're basically starting all the way over again with Seth Henny. It scares me. It's going to be a revenge tour. Spread is 14.5. It's going to be a 30-40 point game there. I think Memphis isn't going to come close. Because here's the thing, folks. Why Memphis was so successful. I know you listened to Jason John when they said this. Do you remember what they said we have to get back to doing?
Running the football.
Run the dang, in the words of Leanne Toohey, run the dang ball. Like, it's so bad. Like, now remember, we've had D'Angelo, okay? Curtis Steele. Not many people know Curtis Steele. Okay, went through a couple gap years. Tony Pollard, kind of a wide receiver there, though. Antonio Gibson. Kenny Gainwell. Who? Henderson, yes. Darrell Henderson. Kenny Gainwell. You have all these guys in a running back room. You've been producing running backs left and right. You tell guys in high school, hey, look at who we're putting. We're taking 2 or 3 stars like you. Who once we get you in space, we know you can outrun people. We can get you to the league. That's why Fuente was successful. That's why Norvell was successful. Yep. Go back to your roots. Please. Like, please go back to your roots. Oh, this made me think of something too. Last night I was doing my work league fantasy draft,
Mm-hmm.
and Antonio Gibson off the board. I was like, okay. Well, I've been reading Antonio Gibson's falling down draft boards. That does it for our, by the way. That does it for our college segment. I've been reading Gibson's been falling down draft boards because Brian Robinson's taking over, about to be the one there. And
Yeah,
this gets me to my point. So he's falling. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I get to like, I think I'm in the 12th round, and Robinson's still there. I'm like, dude, I'm going to take him. He's there. I love this pick. Right when it becomes my turn, I get a Sheffy bomb. I get everybody's blowing up saying Brian Robinson shot, and I go, crap. Was literally seconds away from drafting a star running back. But folks, he's fine. He just got Forrest Gumped. Shot in the butt talks. So, folks, I think that's going to do it for tonight.
We're glad they're non-life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, oh yeah, he just got shot in the butt talks. I think it was a bullet brace. He was posting on Instagram afterwards. He's Gucci. Starkey, I don't have anything else for tonight except I'm glad football's back. And it's coming to, I would play the theme song, but then we'll get copyrighted. I mean, we're not making any money anyway off the show, so I don't want to get sued. So I would play We're Coming to Your City as the outro, but I can't.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing facts? I feel like I did a lot of talking tonight. Do you have anything you want to say to the folks? Any closing comments, remarks, concerns, anything?
No, man, good show tonight. Just
do you have any sticker picks for any games you're excited for? Not excited for? Nervous about?
I think week 1 is pretty much going to be usually the cupcake week. I am kind of interested to see we talked about it earlier, the Georgia Oregon game. I think that'll be.
I think that was probably going to be the closest game out of the big ones.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm really excited for? It's next week. Bama, Texas.
See, I forgot that was week 2.
Dude, I really wish they would do all these big games. I mean, I like how they spread them out a little. But, man, you get to see Quinn Ewers. Is he going to live up to the hype? So I was actually thinking of something. I want to run this by you before we end the show. So you know how DJ Ugalavea did the Dr. Pepper commercial NIL deal last year, right?
Yep.
You know who's doing it this year?
Is it Bryce?
Bryce is. So we have the Madden curse.
Okay.
I'm going to go on a limb this year. This year we're going to have the Dr. Pepper curse.
I can see it.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of college football, it's like how Madden's the official game of NFL football. There's a curse behind it. Bryce Young, if he sucks this year, folks, or gets injured this year, you know why. It's not because of the offensive line. It's not because his wide receivers all go in the NFL. It's because of Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is too. I will still drink it, though.
100%.
But see, that just popped in my head. And I was like, actually, that's a good topic. I should have said it earlier. I don't know why I didn't. We actually had a couple more guys get announced. TJ Finley got announced Auburn's quarterback. So, yeah. LSU is not announcing. Brian Kelly said we are going to hold off on announcing our quarterback to give us a tactical advantage. It's going to be Jaden.
That means he doesn't.
Everybody. Now that Miles Brennan's retired from football, it's Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, agreed.
Who did A&M went with the guy last year who broke his foot? I forgot his name. Don't bother me, folks. If I don't end the show without knowing this, I apologize. They announced him because it was supposed. A lot of people thought it was going to be Max Johnson, who I loved.
Yeah, the transfer from LSU.
Yes, the GOAT of Brad Johnson, who defended Tom Brady. But I depleted footballs. Just a fun fact there. I gotta quit saying fun fact. That's been like my go-to thing tonight. I gotta get a new go-to thing. Who is it? It was Haynes King. Yes, that was his name.
Yeah.
Haynes King's been announced there. I still think A&M's overhyped, but that's just me.
I think so too.
Hey, what are you gonna do next week when we do the Labor Day show? If Ole Miss gets Jacksonville State.
I'm here for it. I would love it.
If you do that, like, can we like have a pity party the whole show?
Yeah, sure.
You know, so I was looking at the weather for kickoff for Thursday night. It's going to be the high that day is 81. The low is 59.
That's
in Indiana.
perfect.
Do you know what like the high every year in Ole Miss was? Every year I went there, 4 years, 90 something was like, and then you got the humidity, and then my stupid self for 2 years to try to be a little frat boyish, a little peppy, wear my little long sleeve button down and my bow tie and my shorts and my Sperry's because I thought I was cool back in the day, and I'd be sweating. I'd be sweating to death. It was terrible. I remember one game I had like 10 layers of I think I lost like 15 pounds of water weight that day. I looked good though. I looked good. I sweated to death. Beauty hurts, as they say. And it definitely hurt those days. But hey, I looked good with my bow tie, my little bright red shorts. Gosh, I don't miss those games. And then those games were always terrible because Ole Miss always played crap teams to start the year.
Yeah.
And they were never night games. It was always 11 a.m. or it was always 2:30 games. And I'm like, I paid $165 for these tickets. I'm getting all my money's worth. Well, folks, that's going to do it for tonight's show unless Starkey's got anything.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, we will see you guys better than ever next week. If you lose any money on my picks this week, I promise you, don't hold me to it. That's all, folks.